keeping pregnant cattle well fed and in good shape is essential to the continuation of your herd. When thinking about what to feed these heifers over winter, there are a few things to consider. Market Journal's Maddie McIntosh sat down with an expert to learn more.
As we approach spring, many heifers are in their final months of pregnancy. This late gestation is the time where nutrition means the most to these cattle for a few different reasons.
Basically, if we think about during late gestation, we have a couple things that are going on. One of which is, of course, we're growing that calf in utero or inside of that cow. And in fact, this is one of the most crucial times for that calf's development or the calf's growth. So we can see impacts of how we feed that cow on how that calf performs. We typically suggest that we'd like her to be in a body condition score 5, and then heifers we actually want her to be in a 6. And the reason we target 5 is because we have great data that shows their body condition score at calving has a huge impact on how they rebreed. And so a 5, what we see is that we get about 88% conception for cows that are between 5 and 6 over a 60-day breeding period. But if we have them in a 4, we only get 69%. So it can have a huge impact on how many of those cows actually stay in the herd.
When it comes to supplementing nutrition for the cows, there is a difference between mature cows and bred heifers, or heifers that have not yet calved and are still young. The two groups should be separated so each cow is getting the right amount of nutrients.
Bred heifers are still growing, and they're developing a calf, so they actually have higher requirements. We say about 10 to 15% higher requirements than a mature cow. So if you don't separate them, then you either overfeed the mature cows or you underfeed the bred heifers. So a great idea is to separate out your bred heifers and maybe even bring in your first calf heifers. So those who have had one calf but are getting ready to calve for their second time, they're still also growing and have a little bit higher requirements than those mature cows. So putting those together makes you a nice group. So we typically say for, let's say, a 950-pound heifer, that's a pretty good target if your mature weight's 1,200, that we want her to be gaining about a pound a day. And so what she needs is about 10.6 pounds of TDN and about 1.9 pounds of crude protein. So if we, again, think about that as a forage, she needs something that's about 55% TDN and about 8.4% crude protein. So a lot of times, you know, a good quality hay can meet her needs, but I do want to point out a lot of people think they have good quality hay. If they get it tested, they realize, boy, it's not where it should be. And so I would encourage everybody to think about testing hay. This year in particular was a bad year for getting hay up on time, so we have a lot more mature hay and the quality is not as good as I would like to see it.
With bred heifers, it is very important to maintain the correct supplement amounts to ensure the birthing process goes smoothly.
Bred heifers in particular, a lot of people think that if I don't feed a bred heifer as much, the calf will be smaller and then we'll actually have less calving difficulties. But the reverse is actually true. If we underfeed a bred heifer, we do get a smaller calf, but we also have a heifer who doesn't have as much muscle tone or as much energy to push that calf out. And so we actually see greater calving difficulties by underfeeding bred heifers, in addition to seeing those problems with her not conceiving because she doesn't actually start cycling again, as well as the fact that we may affect that calf's health and its ability to grow.
Mary also says that the kind of supplement used really depends on the operation. A better quality hay will mean less supplementation needed. And when in doubt, contact your local Nebraska Extension office for help. Reporting for Market Journal, I'm Maddie McIntosh.
Thanks, Maddie. Mary recommends a distiller's grain as a good supplement due to the protein and energy it gives a cow, more than corn would.